Kenny, what are the vibes like? Moving day for training camp.
First day of school all over again.
What are the feelings like? What's the emotions like? As you know, you're not new to this, so what makes this one different?
Just excited to be here. It's not. I don't really know. I mean, I just got up here and came down here. I haven't really spoke to many of the guys just yet, but I'm sure it'll be very joyful in the locker room to turn the page, to begin a new season, to get back to work and put it all together.
There's some guys on this team. Justin Wally's talked about how he has modeled his game after you, how he's looked up to you. What does that mean for you to hear that?
I think it's cool, just aside from the S's and O's, just being a role model, just being a good guy, being a guy that, someone else can look up to is always a dream come true. And but back to football, you want to be the epitome of a good football player. You want to be the epitome of the team that you kind of represent. So it's cool to hear him say that. It makes me feel old because he said he's been watching me for X amount of years. But it's good to share the floor with him, and I'm able to learn from him as well.
Kenny, what are your expectations with Lou leading this defense this year?
Versatility, and I guess that goes hand in hand with being passive and aggressive. My expectation is being proactive.
With last year not really going how you guys wanted it to, do you find yourself individually going into this year at all with any different intentions, or like planning on changing your approach at all?
I think that's a good question. I don't know. One man can only do so much, I feel like. And I think me personally, just learning how to lead. I think I'm still trying to learn how to lead different guys. Everybody's different and how they come along, through the journey. And I just want to be there for, all the guys, especially the guys on the back end, because I rub shoulders with them more than anyone on the team. So just honestly, just making sure that we got a good head on our shoulders going into the game. I think everything that I want to do this upcoming year is just extra. I'm just thinking about doing things extra, like how I can be an extra good teammate, how I can watch film extra, how I can stay after practice extra. And I think that'll just be a reminder for me each day, being in the moment, being present, and doing all the things good, and not that we're gonna get something from this or it's gonna be transactional. I think just because I think that's how we're supposed to love the game. So just being in year 9, I think it can obviously you can get numb to the process, and every day is kind of the same, but I just want to do things extra to kind of refresh the game, refresh the love of it. So yeah.
How important is that extra effort? Go ahead, Jeff.
At this point, I mean, maybe every year, are you driven by individual success or team success, or are they intertwined?
No, team success over individual success, by far. I mean, you can have the best individual career year there is, but you don't make playoffs. You don't go far as a team if you don't see your other teammates, your brothers, happy. If you don't see them excited about what they got going on, it's kind of all for nothing. And I think whenever the cleats hang up and everything, I think it'll all come down to camaraderie. It'll come down to how the locker room is. That's how you remember the season. And as far as how you win, how you did it, what's the memory from all those. And if all the memory is just you, then I don't think you'll really be happy with that. So, like I said, I just want to be here for the guys and just make sure that we're feeling good about each day going forward, and we're prepared, and we just want to be there. And I want them to be there for me too. I think year 9 or just being a vet in general, people think that you got the entire makeup or you got so much energy for everybody else, but like when you delegate to a lot of different humans and they want to be their best, you want them to be their best. Like your cup is slowly drains down. So Yeah, I just gotta, be more open with the guys in the room. I wanna. A lot of my friends not here anymore, so I gotta, meet new friends and get closer to some more guys just to keep the morale up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
With all of the new faces in the secondary, how important is that extra that you want to put into kind of creating that team feel, especially with a new defensive coordinator?
It's very important this year. I think we got a really interesting year because we have free agents who are now here and younger guys, and then durability and guys who haven't played and guys who need experience. We have, JJ, he's come a long way, and he's taken some great snaps for us, some important snaps for us, and he's been in some important games as well. So having those snaps, being in those games to have under his belt is really important. But we gotta be able to flow that through the entire room of getting guys on the field, getting guys in the experience of seeing things, feeling things, good plays, bad plays, how to maneuver through all those things mentally and physically, to kind of, keep the play up to the highest level.
Kenny, what's the value of having a guy like Mooney Ward come in and hear somebody in your room who accomplished, I would imagine, all the things you want to do in this game?
Yeah, like I said, experience is that. Like, we have guys who have played in some really big games. Him and Cam, they've won a lot of games. So I'm doing all I can to learn from those guys, and I'm sure first day they'll have the energy of being in a fresh new environment to lead this year, and I'm all for it.
What stuck out about Lou's personality from meeting him and getting to know him a little bit?
Just taking charge. He's the captain. So it's good to see, from a player's perspective, and he has that relationship with his players. You can just tell he has that relationship with his players where it's not the end all be all, but he wants to know what we think and how we feel. He's watching film from prior years to coach us on that, and we've seen a lot of things from Cincinnati, a lot of great things from over there. So we're just excited to translate all those great plays to over here.
Kenny, we've heard how critical communication is, in particular within this secondary. What are the things that you do on the field in training camp, off the field, the additional that you have to do to be sure that communication between yourself, the safeties, the rest of the quarterbacks is at the level you need to be from game day?
I think it's time on task. Whenever we get a couple hours at lunch after practice and stuff, when we play, cards, and just having the guys around is really important, because when it comes down to that 3rd and 2 and you need it, you know where this guy's coming from, you know how he plays. Practice is very important because you got to be intentional with that. Practice and walkthrough would probably be the most important factors in training camp. Obviously with us having these 12-hour days, those two things in general is where you can really learn about the teammates you're on the field with. So I think just being present and being in the moment during those times, you'll learn a lot about your teammates as well as yourself.
Hey, Kenny, if you guys defensively take the next step, we have a lot of talent, right? I don't believe that. What does that look like, do you think? I know it's a broad question, but if this defense takes another step, what can that look like?
If this defense takes that step, what can we look like? Look, I think, every team in this league wants to go win a Super Bowl. We want to be top 5 in defense. So however way we can make that happen, however way we can put the ball in the offensive side in their hands as much as possible, I think we'll be able to do that. So it's just taking the ball away. That's what I'm really excited for. It's taking the ball away, getting after the quarterback, disrupting timing, and honestly just jumping around, having fun, dancing and stuff. So just figuring that out and making sure that we're getting the ball back to the offense as much as possible, just to get those guys down there to score. That's what we got to do this year. So that's going to be our task at hand, and I'm excited to get after it.